Alright everyone, welcome to the LCS recap for week 2. Changing the format of the show a little bit, gonna start with the standings, just like I did last time, but then we're gonna move on to the week 2 games and my picks, and go to each game individually. From there, we'll move on to the tier list and see how that gets shaken up, and finally, we'll go into our week 3 picks, where I try to improve my record over 500. If you like any part of the show, do follow me on the different social media stuff. I am trying to become a professional shoutcaster, so doing so does help me, as having a bigger social media profile means I can apply for gigs, and it helps a lot, so I really appreciate that. So, let's just get on with the show. Alright, so, look who's on top. Team Liquid, 4-0 after a 2-0 week. They end up winning both their games against Hunter Thieves and Clutch Gaming. FlyQuest, our lone second place team, the only 3-1 team, they lose to Counter Logic Gaming, but win to Team Solo Mid. Then we have this big mix-up of people, teams in third place, all with 2-2 records. There's 6 of them. Clutch Gaming, they lost both their games. Cloud9, win 1, lose 1 to sit at 2-2. Counter Logic Gaming got to win both games. They look good. They're down in 2-2. Optic Gaming split their games as well. Echo Fox split their games as well. Team Solo Mid split their games as well. So those are all your 2-2 teams. And then in our basement, it suddenly goes first, second, third, and then basement. 100 Thieves, 1-3. Their only win they pick up against Golden Guardians, which is a pickup, you know, this team that is being touted as a top tier team, especially by yours truly, needed to win that one. They lose to Team Liquid, but you can forgive them that. Golden Guardians, 0-2. Remember the days when I said they wouldn't be trash? They might not be still, but that's not looking super great. Week 2. So, how did I do in picks? I went 6-4 in picks, and we'll go through each game individually and talk about why I think I did go that way and all of that. So, Team Solo Mid against Echo Fox. TSM win that one. Feel like it was pretty solid. Team Solo Mid just kind of did what they needed to do, and we're just kind of a better team and ended up winning that game. Cloud9 over Golden Guardians is kind of the same thing. Golden Guardians just not in the same class there. Team Liquid just, well, there was some hopefulness from Bang, and he did make some plays. Team Liquid is just clean. Just clean. So I was able to pick up those first 3 wins, and I'm like, oh man, am I going to go 5-0 today? Fortunately, FlyQuest and CLG happens. So with FlyQuest, I think they played better in this game. I think they're they had the early game snowball comp and then lose to CLG because they kind of let them have Barons and were afraid to make plays while they were actually still ahead. It was pretty rough. So CLG dropped that one, or rather CLG win that one as FlyQuest dropped that one. So Clutch Gaming. You go up against Optic, and you are expected to win this game after going 2-0. They fell flat. Uni didn't look super good. Dokla actually looked super great in this game, and Clutch Gaming ended up dropping that one. So in day 2, we go to 100 Thieves versus Golden Guardians. And if you're on the 100 Thieves fan people, if you enjoy them, you're like, you gotta win against Golden Guardians right now. Same with Golden Guardians, you're almost like, hey man, 100 Thieves is looking poor. This is your chance. This almost feels like the season. Because starting 0-4, while obviously we saw what Cloud9 did last time, it's still rough. But yeah, 100 Thieves take that one there, and they're going to at least look into next week and hopefully be a little more hopeful there. Echo Fox versus Optic Gaming impressed me in this one. This game actually impressed me in general a whole lot. Feel like this was such a close game. This was like, I was saying how going 0-4 would feel bad. I was saying losing this game in a team that was probably you're fighting for in the standings wise, like at that 6th spot or something. This could potentially end up being an important win that Echo Fox picks up. Again, Team Liquid beat Clutch. I don't even say about Team Liquid winning anymore. Eventually they'll lose, and we'll have more to talk about a game with TL in it. But we'll see when that eventually, if that eventually happens. So, of course, I picked TSM over here to beat FlyQuest, and FlyQuest wins this one. FlyQuest just picks a later game team fighting composition, unlike the one they played against CLG, and then were more confident into the late game, whereas, again, against CLG, they did not look as confident, so you gotta give full credit to that one. Team Solo Mid just got a little investigator there, because FlyQuest is a pretty good team. So, I don't think teams will need to feel too bad, but you know they want to be a top tier team, so you got to beat the other top tier teams if you want to keep that. And then Cloud9 versus Counterlogic Gaming. So this was a game where I really did feel like Counterlogic Gaming actually outplayed Cloud9 and earned this win, which is disconcerting for Cloud9 fans, but really hopeful for CLG fans. As you look into the future weeks, maybe the CLG team, they looked bad week 1, like just legitimately bad. You didn't really see how they're going to play that out. Darshan plays really, really good in this game and really stands out there and really kind of proved like Cloud9's kind of gate back into this game was when Darshan wasn't around. And Darshan on a tanky boy, which we talked about in our preview, was like, can he play the tanky boys and not just be a split pusher? Well, they were losing when he was sort of split pushing and couldn't teleport in because he didn't have TP up. And then they, you know, whenever he was around, they just took fights and won the game. So I'm impressed by Counterlogic Gaming after that one. So good for them. So we move on to what the movers and shakers are for our tier list. Moving into the top tier is FlyQuest. Again, I think they impressed me. I think what they did, they lost to CLG in a game. Again, I'm going to say it over and over and over again. I feel like they donated. And that is what it is. But they looked good in that game overall, besides late game. They usually just win good late game, so I'm put FlyQuest into my top tier. Yeah, you could probably separate Team Liquid from everyone else realistically, but I'm keeping it at how it is. My top tier is gonna be 2 teams, and those 2 teams are gonna sit there. Moving into my playoff tier or middle tier, whatever you want to call it, we do move Optic Gaming into it. We move Echo Fox into it, which does drop out Clutch Gaming out of it, and Cloud9. It kind of joins in the playoff tier as they move down from above. So again, I feel like I'm impressed by Echo Fox and Optic Gaming. These are both teams that if they both make it, it'll be because they're 5 and 6. If one of them doesn't make it, it's because one is 6 and one's below. That's how I kind of feel like. I feel like in the end, like we're getting to the point where this tier list is closer to what the playoff list is actually going to look like. Maybe Cloud9 or TSM flirt with that second spot up in the top tier. But these 6 teams that are currently in the top 6 of the league, I feel like that's our playoff teams. But we'll see if anyone can say anything about that. Again, CLG just went 2-0. Maybe it was slightly lucky. We'll see. They can improve. They're out of the basement for me at the very least. And Clutch Gaming moves back closer to this bottom tier, back closer to that basement after an 0-2 week. Again, they're going to be inconsistent. There's a team that might jump to top tier and then go back to the bottom tier all over again. So we'll see that. But the absolute basement still is shared by 100 Thieves and Golden Guardians. You have the worst records. I don't like to try to purely base the tier list on records, but it's just kind of reality in their case. They're just bad. They're not very good. So, again, biggest potential mover and savior here is that CLG potentially I feel like can move up if they continue to play like how they played against Cloud9, but we'll see about that. Let's move into week 3 and what I think my picks are going to be like. So now I have a 9-11 record. I'm catching up to that 500 after that abysmal week 1. And here we go. I did say Clutch Gaming could go 2-0 this week. And if you're looking at this list, you're like, hey, you did not pick them game 1. I got a lot of spicy picks this one, and I feel like in these picks in general, so I might lose my record here and go down, stay below 500, but we'll see. I do have 100 Thieves beating Clutch Gaming here. I'm more hopeful, you know, yeah, they beat Golden Guardians, and it didn't look super great. I'm more hopeful on that one, so we'll see what 100 Thieves do there. Team Liquid versus FlyQuest, I was so close to picking FlyQuest for this, because I just really like how FlyQuest plays, and if they could kind of improve on what they messed up against at CLG and stuff, I think they can be so good. I doubt, though, that Team Liquid will lose, because I just don't want to bet against them. Even though I'm like, this might be one of the better chances of Team Liquid losing, I don't want to bet against them. I'm basically saying, like, hey, this is still 60-40 Team Liquid. There's a good 40% chance Team Liquid would win this game, and that's a pretty good chance. You'll take those odds sometimes and go for it, but if I were to betting man, I'm still going to put it on Team Liquid. Cloud9 versus Team Solo Mid. This is another game that's really, really hard for me to pick. They both had disappointing losses this week, and I think Cloud9, though, is just overall a better team. It's really going to come down to that mid lane. I really think the Niski versus Bjergsen matchup is really interesting about that, but I'll give Cloud9 this one. I'm giving a couple upsets down here now. Counterlogic Game versus Echo Fox, they have the same record, so it's not that much of an upset call, but I do like what I saw out of CLG, and I think they can keep that going forward. If they can beat a team like Cloud9, they can beat a team like Echo Fox. We'll see there. And this is the big upset. Golden Guardians versus Optic Gaming. I'm picking the upset here. I think Golden Guardians need to start winning. And the teams they need to start winning against, they're the CLGs, the Echo Foxes, the Optic Gamings. Those, if they're gonna prove that they're a playoff team like I predicted, like a lot of people predicted, they have to start winning these games. So I'm gonna pick them here. I might regret it. Who knows? But I have my pick on Golden Guardians there for day 1. We move on to day 2. I just think FlyQuest once again is just a much better team than Echo Fox, so that's just kind of an easy pick for me. Cloud9, I have them picking against Clutch Gaming, but again, Clutch Gaming, they could 2-0 this week, even though I have them picked to do an 0-2. We'll see. I think the schedule is really great for this week. Team Liquid, I would not bet against. If I wouldn't bet against them against FlyQuest, why would I bet against them against Optic Gaming? So there's that. Team Solo Mid, I think they bounce back after a Cloud9 win, hopefully a close game the day before, and they beat that Golden Guardians team just because, again, Golden Guardians got to pick their wins against the lower other end teams. I wouldn't pick it to do it against Team Solo Mid. But if Team Solo Mid lose this one, watch for Reddit to go nuts. And then I have 100 Thieves winning against Counterlogic Gaming. Even though, again, I'm like, yeah, Counterlogic Gaming, I'm on this hype train. I think 100 Thieves is this other team that's like, hey, we talked about being a top-tier team. We got to beat these kinds of teams, too. So I'm going to pick 100 Thieves in this one. I think they finally get a 2-0 week. And finally they're like, oh, hey, 100 Thieves, they're here. Or they're really worried. So this is a week I feel very much that I can go 0-2 or 0-4 through the whole week. Just lose every game, just do like 1-4, 1-4, and just be like 2 wins. I feel like that's a very real possibility, and it's a bit scary this week, but that's what makes watching the LCS fun. So, if you liked any part of this show, do consider subscribing to the channel. You can do so right there. You can also watch the last video if you want to check out what I said about week 1. And, you know, of course, different social media things to follow me on. Let me know what you think. Do you believe 100 Thieves is going to come back this week and be strong, or are they dead in the water? Or do you think that TL is finally get upset this week and finally lose a game? Let me know what you think, and we'll talk. All right. See you next time.